Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start off with the jazz band over here. Our first tune is called Dr. Noel. It may sound a little interesting. It is kind of a mix of Carol of the Bells, as well as the theme from Dr. No, if you are familiar with your James Bond films, and may Sean Connery rest in peace. So we hope you enjoy Dr. Noel. It is going to feature Colin Mayer on tenor sax and Jackson Solich on trumpet. We hope you enjoy. Ladies and gentlemen, the next tune that we have for you is actually very, very popular. And if you were a fan of the 70s band Steely Dan, this is a tune of theirs called Peg. Just a little background on this tune for us as a group. I found this tune in the library a couple years ago, and for years and years and years, and I don't think he's here tonight. He had his wisdom teeth removed. Is Hayes Miller here or no? Probably not. All right. He just had his wisdom teeth removed. For years, Hayes had been bothering me. We need to play this tune. Well, of course, last year we started getting it ready. We had, maybe 2 rehearsals, 3 rehearsals maybe on it. And it was starting to get going, and then all of a sudden, school shut down. And so we decided, you want to know what? That thing was so dang fun, we never even got anywhere close to performing it, and we needed to get it done. But something that I wanted to mention. This tune is not possible without an outstanding rhythm section. And by rhythm section, if you're somebody in here that is new to what jazz band is and what a rhythm section is, that's right there. That's Maxwell Kelsey on drums, Nisi Vaughn on piano, Delaney Peterson on vibes. Check out what she does on this next tune. And then, of course, Cody Steen back there on bass guitar. This tune is also going to feature Mariah Koenig on an improvised solo in the middle of it, but we hope you enjoy Peg by Steely Dan, arranged by Mike Tomorrow. ladies and gentlemen, if you look at our program, the first tune that the concert band is going to be playing is entitled Brule River Celebration. So, although the Brule River is actually in Michigan, I figured we're in Brule County, there's a river, it's a good tune. We'll just go with it and we'll just call it the Missouri River Celebration right now. So we hope you enjoy Brule River Celebration. Thank you very much. That one right there, Amparito Roca, was an exceptional challenge for us, mainly because tempos are so tough when you're doing a march like that. And it's not a typical march, it's a Spanish march, so it has a lot of fire. It has a lot of fire. And on top of that, for us being in this room for the first time, it does get a little echoey in here. Yes, it does. And it's hard because, once again, as my dad always said, and the common saying is, when you got horses in your group, you make sure you let your horses run. And in my percussion section, I've got a lot of horses. And it's tough. It's tough to look at the horses and be like, you guys are going to have to stop for a second. All right? So we're just going to let them keep on going, and we're going to let them ride it out. This next tune, At the Movies with John Williams, combines 3 favorite classics that were written by John Williams. And none of them are Star Wars, thank goodness. I love Star Wars just as much as the next person, but it seems like when you go to a band concert, that's like all you hear. So the 3 tunes you're going to hear in At the Movies with John Williams, you're going to hear his theme from the planet Krypton from Superman. You're also going to hear one of those films where you're going to look at your neighbor and go, wait, he wrote the music to that? Hook, the theme from the movie Hook with Robin Williams. And lastly, you'll get a chance to hear my personal favorite in terms of any holiday film. At the end is Somewhere in My Memory from Home Alone. So, once again, we hope you enjoy At the Movies with John Williams. actually several people in here that I have to recognize within this group. Earlier this year, and although COVID has changed a lot of things, notice how I said change, not make things worse. Things have changed. Things have changed. But we were not able to have all-state chorus and orchestra this year at the same time as we usually do. However, all-state orchestra auditions went on without a hitch. There were 3 individuals within this group that tried out for all-state orchestra, and we were fortunate enough to have somebody make it. So I would like to recognize her at this time. Delaney Peterson. Now, I can keep on doling out the thank yous, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, thank you for great administration. Because I tell you what, nobody signed up for this. And I guarantee you, Bill Kurtz, Justin Zeitz, and Jeff Steckelberg did not sign up for this. I work with them every single week. And every single time I ever go to Mr. Kurtz, in fact, today we had to have a discussion about something else. And every single time I go in there, the only thing he ever says is, we're going to see what we can get done. That's the only thing those people care about. Those 3 gentlemen, and I'm only talking about those 3 right now because I work with them day in and day out. The only thing they care about is education, kids, and giving kids opportunities. Especially in a time like this, when it is so tough to find those opportunities, and more importantly, they want us to seize them. Thank you very much to everybody that's out here. Thank you for being great parents in all of this. It ain't easy. It's not easy to teach. It's not easy to parent. And it's not easy to go about pretending that things are all fine and hunky-dory, when sometimes they are not. And just remember that, ladies and gentlemen, that every single person, even that person that's sitting 2 people down from you right now, might have a different battle on this year that they are going through. And let's all make sure we cut each other a little bit of slack. Especially in this time of the holidays when we talk about giving. How about let's give each other a break more than anything? One last thing, I always try to end on some uplifting stuff, and I always say, you've got to support your students, support your kids. Let me tell you a story about a gentleman right now who is not here at this concert. This gentleman has never missed a performance that I know of by any musical group within this town. I'm talking, of course, about my father. Now I'm going to challenge each and every one of you as parents. My dad was a heck of a baseball player. That's all he lived for in the summer. He'll tell you that. He grew up with a son right when kids started figuring out they could throw curveballs. I couldn't hit. But that did not stop him from taking me to the softball field about 3 times every single day after he got done with work at the ranch and throwing fast pitch at me to see if he could make me better. As soon as he found out that wasn't my thing, and he saw that I was invested in something else, that was one thing he strived to me, is you get involved. My dad did not know a lick about swimming. Not a single thing. But that didn't stop him from going to every single swim meet. And more importantly, that did not stop him from getting involved. Every swim meet he ever went to, he went and sat in the bleachers and he would sit there on top and he'd watch every single race all day. Not just mine. And every single time I'd walk up to him before my race and we'd have a game plan. And I can remember so many times where my dad would sit me down and he'd look at me and he'd say, Phil, I don't know jack crap about what's going on out there. But you see that kid right there who's really, really fast? Why don't you do that? Now, that would have been easy for that man to just say and just take me away like, okay, now go and try it. but then he put his money where his mouth is. That turns into 3 days a week taking me to Adult Swim. This is before the time of YouTube, where you can watch a YouTube on anything and become like a professional at changing a gosh dang, I don't know, a fuel filter in a vehicle. It was before that time. And he took me to that dang pool, and he made me swim. He said, Phil, I don't know what to do. I don't know what you're doing, but all the rest of those guys, they get this far when they come off the walls, and that's where you need to go too. He didn't sit back. He wasn't just a cheerleader. So I challenge all of you out here, whether or not you have a kid out here, niece, nephew, student, friend, any type of relative. Don't be satisfied just sitting on the sidelines and cheer. Take ownership in what they do. Because I will tell you this, it meant more to me than I ever knew until I got to this point in my life where I said to myself, I have a father who looked at me and said, I am no longer going to sit on the sidelines and let you like what you're going to like and let me like what I'm going to like. I'm going to like what you like too, and more importantly, let's get better. Push yourself. Push your kids. Push your family members. Do it. Become better people. Now I'm done with that. The last tune we'd like to play for you is a compilation of some of your favorite Christmas carols. Lots of fun things, melodies that you guys will know. Of course, the challenging thing about playing stuff that everybody knows is, if you screw it up, everybody knows it, right? So, we've had a great time tonight. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you, and hopefully you have a happy holidays, a nice safe holidays, and a safe trip home. We leave you with Prelude to Christmas. Thank you.